Good morning, everybody. Happy Thankful Thursday, as Cassandra says. So it's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and I am out for my morning walk. I told you yesterday that I was going to start walking every day. Yesterday, I did almost 10,000 steps. Like, I haven't really been that committed 10,000 step person, but we do have this platform called My 10K Life. So it is about you and I living that life of getting out into nature and getting our stroll on or our brisk walk on and getting in those 10,000 steps. So that's the target goal. Are you been doing it? Have you been doing that? I haven't been doing that. But yesterday I did over 10,000, so I'm really proud of myself. So if I can keep continuing to get out early in the morning like this, I can get in these 10,000 steps. So anyway, so that's just one of my goals that I'm going to be aspiring to. When I finally get back home, I know I'll be able to do it. I'm going to make that commitment. But anyway, the best way to start off this day is just by saying thank you, Lord. Huh. Like, can you think of a better way to get your day started than just to be full of gratitude? There's so many things for you to be thankful for us to be thankful for. In fact, so I can get some engagement, tell me some things that you're thankful for. Just put one, two, three, or four things in the comments, please, and let me read them. Let me see some of the things that you are thankful for this morning. I'm going to tell you some of the things I'm thankful for because of some things that just happened recently over the last few weeks in my life. I'm gonna tell you about that. But first, I wrote a book a couple years ago called "If You Want It, Speak It," and it's an affirmation guidebook, and it's pretty powerful because, well, if you believe it, and you should, if there are things that you want, you need to use the power of the spoken word to bring them into your space. So, if you want something, speak it. Here's a different way of saying it that I heard yesterday. Listen to this. Today's self talk becomes tomorrow's facts. I was like, I love that. I'm gonna give a Rush credit for that for a couple times, and that's gonna be mine. Listen to this, y'all. Today's self talk becomes tomorrow's facts. What does that say? You got to be so careful of what it is that you say to yourself when you talk to yourself. Who's that? Somebody says, "No, I used to walk 8,000 steps a day. Thank you for that inspiration." Hey, shoot, 800 is good. 8,000 is good too. Just adding 2,000 more. We got this. 10,000 steps a day. But yeah, I was so happy yesterday. And I looked, I said, "Oh, I did over 10,000." So, okay, but getting back. So remember this, write this down because this is really good. What you say to yourself today, today's self those facts. I love that. So if you believe that, and you should, what does that make you do? Ooh, that makes me be like, oh, okay. We know we got to watch our words anyway. So it gives you the responsibility to watch the words that you say over yourself, and it also makes you think intentionally of, wait a minute, I need to make sure that I am saying the right things to myself about myself. Okay? You got to say the right things to yourself about yourself. So we got to watch this thing on both ends. On one end, you just can't just be saying anything like, "Oh God, I'm fat. I look so bad in this dress. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so old. Look at these lines on my face." On always putting yourself down because you're not doing anything. If you're always talking about how bad you're aging, you're not doing anything to slow down the aging process. You're giving yourself more and more of what it is you don't want. So that's called self-sabotage. Oftentimes we self-sabotage ourselves by paying too much attention with what we see. Um, some years ago when I was doing some study with Bob Proctor, and he was teaching us about the mind, and then we learned that most people live life from their five senses. Like, as humans here on this earth, we're really good with noticing things that we see with our eyes, that we hear with our ears, that we smell, that we taste, that we touch, right? So we're really in tune, real good with these five senses. But that is not the way we should be living life. So when you live life from the five senses, you're living it from the outside in. You're looking in the mirror. You're seeing this line that you didn't used to have on your face. You're seeing some sagginess under your eyes, and you start verbalizing what you see, and you're like, "Oh God, I'm aging. I'm getting so old." And you're not even realizing that the words you say become the house that you live in, right? But this is how we're just basically taught to live life here. Most people, you see it, it must be true. Go ahead, if it's true, say it. But there's a better way to live, and the better way to live is, instead of being so in tune to our senses, what we see, smell, taste, touch, and feel, the better way is to live from the inside out. No, this is a skill. Living from the inside out, guys, is a skill that you have to learn, and you really have to be taught this new way of right thinking. So instead of being so caught up in the circumstance that you see with your natural eyes, or the physicalness of something that you see that you don't want to see, you look at it as an outside observer, right? And you're like, okay, this is interesting, right? This is interesting. And then you go from what it is that you want to see, not what you see in the physical, but go from inside what you want to see with your mind's eye. You go from the inside out, and this is really how you are to create. You create from the inside out instead of the outside in. You've all heard it before, as within, so without, right? But again, it's not naturally normal and natural that we live life this way. We've got to learn, and then we got to practice, and we got to make a decision that this is the way that we want to live. So you look at things as an outside observer, right? And you say, that's interesting. Instead of getting all emotionally involved, what normally happens with us, guys, is that we get really like emotionally involved in the things that we don't want. And today I'm just using as an example, aging. You're looking in the mirror, and you don't just notice in the line, but you put emotion in, like, oh my God, look, there's a new line. Oh my God, my face, I'm getting older. I didn't look like this last year, 6 months ago. Oh my gosh, look at this bag. This bag is getting bigger, and what am I doing? Like, when you do that, you're putting all this emotion and feeling into what you're saying. Well, guys, we are powerful creators. And when you put this emotion and feeling into what it is that you're saying, you're giving it more power to manifest. So it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. You say you don't want it, but the universe don't think that you don't want it. The universe thinks that you want it because you got so much feeling behind it. You got so much power and emotion. And so the universe is just saying yes to whatever you say. Oh, I'm getting old. Okay, yes. Your wish is my command. Oh, I got so many lines. Oh, yes. Okay, here's more lines. Your wish is my command. So this is how things work. You've got to learn how these things work because right now most people are working against themselves instead of for themselves. You don't want to age quickly, but you're noticing how much you are aging quickly. You are putting a lot of emotion into this, and so you're getting it. And I promise you, this is true because I remember back in 2017, I was noticing this bag under my eye, and I kept talking about it. It's probably why I'm using this as an example. I kept talking about it, and it just was like not going anywhere. And I'm like, I cannot believe I'm getting bags under my eye. This is so crazy. And I'd be pointing it out to all my friends and look, and in the morning, waking up and running to the bathroom mirror, all this crazy stuff. Right? Well, here we are. What is it now? 4 years later, and it's not there anymore because I decided, wait a minute, the more attention I'm putting to this, it's not going anywhere. The bigger, the bigger it's getting, the more noticeable it is. And now some of my other close friends were starting to point this out. So I'm like, wait a minute. Our belief creates the fact. Bunmi, you're going about this all wrong. Stop calling attention to it. Stop focusing on what you don't want and focus on what you do want. So just focus on youth. Don't focus on, oh my God, look what I see right here. Focus on the things that you've got to do to continually bring anti-aging and youth into your space. So you focus on anti-aging products that you use, and as you put on your O2 drops on your face, or as you do whatever, cleanse or whatever regimen. Listen to this. This is so big, y'all, for real, for real, for real. Like, give thanks for how young you look. Give thanks that you look 20 years younger than your age. Be grateful that you're aging in reverse. Like, for real, guys. Like, do this. Look in the mirror as you're putting on your serum, as you've washed your face and you're gently, and you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I get compliments on how young I look. Like, really do this. And I swear to you, within a week's time, you're going to hear somebody say, oh, you look like you're getting younger. It happened for me. And it happened more than just one time. I'm like, oh my God, this works. And now the bag that I had in 2017, when I was younger than I am now, isn't even there anymore. I don't know where it went. I don't care where it went. I'm just glad it went somewhere else. Glad it went somewhere else. So, hey, what's up, Teresa? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, don't, hopefully you're not just taking what I'm hearing and be like, oh yeah, I heard that before, whatever. Like, apply it. You've got to apply it. So remember, if y'all don't have my book yet, get it. If you want it, speak it. Then also remember what I said. Today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's facts. Today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's facts. So what is it that you want? Like, start like talking to yourself about that person that you are, or that attribute that you have. So if today's self-talk, what I say to myself today, is going to become a fact, because I know the words I say become the house I live in. Ooh, 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 this is exciting. Okay. So take some time to figure out, what do you want that to be, right? Energetic, full of vitality, traveling the world, always healthy. I don't know what it is. That's just prosperous, having an overflow of money, enough to help other people. Like, get excited about that. With a lot of times we put so much energy into the things that we don't want, not even realizing how we're creating those things. You're such a powerful creator, but most times you're creating the things that you don't want, and you're putting all this energy and like getting all emotionally involved in the things that you don't want. But we need to do the opposite. We need to get emotionally involved in the things that we do want, because that is how you create. Everybody's talking these days about creation and manifesting faster, wanting to be a manifester. We all are manifesting. Like, whatever is going on in your life, you've manifested it. Okay? So everybody is manifesting. It's just a matter of, are you like an intentional manifester? Like, are there things that you know that you want for yourself and you are working on creating those things? Or are you just kind of like doing life and whatever shows up, shows up? I want you to know, if you are just doing whatever shows up, you're still manifesting, right? But now, hopefully, you're getting more aware and you're like, wait a minute, I got the power. What? I get to choose? What? I have a responsibility? I'm not just a victim in this thing. Life isn't just happening to me, but I'm creating this as I go along. For real? Okay. Well, let's have some fun with this. Okay. Wow. Well, what is it that I want? How do I want my life to be? Who do I want to show up as every day in my life? We were talking about those things earlier. Like, ask yourself that. Hey, Roy, what's up? Roy said, thanks, Bunmi. You're absolutely right. We need to do this. Enjoy your day. Okay, Roy, I sure will. Enjoy my day. Good hearing from you. Haven't heard from you in a while. So, um, I want y'all to write these things down, because that's real important. So, today's self talk becomes tomorrow's facts. Ooh, ooh. So, what do you want to say? There's a book I want y'all to get. Yesterday, I told you to get Think and Grow Rich. I'm going to help y'all build your personal development library. Today, I want you to look up, um, oh my gosh, what is it? The book is called, oh, What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself? Okay. What Do You Say When You Talk to Yourself by Sham. Oh my God, what's his name? Is it, hmm. Left me too. It's something like Sham said Stedler or something. I don't know. It's two S's. Ha! I can't believe I forgot. But anyway, just put that into Amazon. What do you say when you talk to yourself? And that's a good book to have in your library, as well. As well as If You Want to Speak It by Ayabumi Moore. That's a great affirmation guidebook, because if you want certain things in your life, you want that house, start talking about it. Get emotionally involved in it. Start looking at some. Well, let me talk about that. What does it mean to get emotionally involved in what you want? Like, start going to the model homes and looking at the model homes. Get the magazines, start looking at the magazines. Figure out the designs and things that you want. Like, really get into it. In fact, what you should do is become one with it. What does that mean? How do you become one with the house that you want? It's like you have to let it, what's the word? Like, kind of like, I guess, like overtake you. Like, fill your mind with that. Like, wake up thinking about this new home. Go to sleep thinking about it. Visualize yourself in it. Talk about it all the time with excitement and enthusiasm. Like, you're the house is you. You can't be separated from it, because what you're doing is actually working on, and this is a whole nother talk, getting on the same vibration as your new house. That's what the goal is. They're talking about manifesting things. What do? You've got to get in harmony on the same vibrational plane as those things that you desire. That's how you bring them in. So you've got these desires in your heart. You got to know that, yes, you can have them. You can do, be, or have anything you want to. It's a matter of you becoming a vibrational match. That's basically what it is. is you becoming a vibrational match to your desires. And because of the law, the universal law that God has put in place, when you become a vibrational match to this desire, when you're on the same frequency of the desire can't help but manifest in your life. That's how it works. When we think about frequencies, like think about your cell phone, right? Every cell phone has a frequency. It used to be, I remember when my mother would tell me about like party lines back in the day, probably what, in the 50s or whatever, when everybody didn't have a phone. When people first started getting phones, you pick up the phone, you hear other people talking, right? Well, that was because at that time, there were only, they didn't know about like all the different frequencies that they have now. There was like one line and everybody was in the neighborhood was on it, right? So as time evolved and we learned and discovered more, then they found out there are more and more and more and more frequencies. In fact, everybody who has a cell phone, your number is your frequency, right? That is the frequency that you are on, your number. Nobody else has your number. So billions of people now have cell phones, right? So there are billions of frequencies, cell phone frequencies out here that people are dialing into. So when someone dials your number, they don't get me. They I'm sorry, my alarm keeps going off. That's what is making this go black. So hopefully it'll come back soon. But when somebody calls you, they don't get me. I don't know why this thing didn't come back on. Can y'all see me? Oops. When somebody calls, hold on, y'all. Oh, there we go. You, they don't get me because they're calling your specific frequency. Okay. So when when there's a desire that you have got, oh, Angela said you see me. Okay. When there's a desire that you have, right, you have got to dial up. Hmm. Okay. I'm thinking about some new things I've never said before as I'm saying this. You got to dial up that, the number of that desire. And you will get it just like if you call me, my phone number, you will get me, right? But if you call your aunt's phone number, you're not going to get me. She's not on my frequency. You want to figure out if you want me, you got to call up my number, my frequency. If you want that house, that car, that great relationship. Oh my God, Angela just reminded me. I dreamt about you last night. You were in my dream. Wow. Wow, wow. So if whatever it is that you want, you've got to dial up and get on the frequency of that thing. I don't even know where I am now, y'all, because I am not in my own neighborhood. And I was not paying attention. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's back down here. So you have to, um, number one, like when you're about to make a phone call, you figure out, well, who do I want to call, right? So you just don't call random people. You know specifically who you want to call. Same thing. If there's something you want, know specifically what is it that I want. Okay, now I want to call Bunmi. Well, I'm not going to dial my aunt's number. I'm going to dial Bunmi's number because I got to get on Bunmi's frequency. So if I want a new big house in the country, if I want a nice yacht, if I want a great happy relationship, I've got to dial up the frequency of that relationship, of that happy relationship, of that new house. I've got to get on that frequency. I can't I can't be thinking about um lack and wanting a nice new big house, but I'm always thinking about, oh, there's no money. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get this. Like a nice new big house is not on the frequency of, oh, I don't have enough. No. You guys get what I'm saying? A nice new car to drive is not on the frequency of, oh my God, I don't know how in the world I'm ever going to get transportation again. Like, that just doesn't match. You've got to get on the frequency of the good that you desire. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can do, guys, to get on that frequency, from what we were talking about, from affirmations to visualization to vision boards to, like, taking the tours, to sitting in the cars, going to see the model homes, drawing it out, writing it out, putting the pen to paper. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do. But you got to get on this frequency of whatever you want, and then you got to stay on it. And I tell you, when you do this, your dreams cannot elude you. They cannot stay away from you, because then God's law wouldn't work. And his laws work every time. So the bottom line to this is, you can go from wherever you are right now to wherever you want to be. Absolutely. You can take a quantum leap in your life. You can go from not having much to having an overflow and abundance. It's just getting on the frequency of the good. But now that's your part. God doesn't just drop stuff down out the sky. He works within the laws. He has these awesome laws set up for us, and then all we got to do is work them, and they work 100% of the time. 100% of the time. So let me, as I end, let me just go back to this. Because I was talking about, in the beginning, I was talking about anti-aging, and using that as an example. Uh-oh, I'm gonna lose my train of thought here. But let's all remember this as we go throughout the day. So remember, yesterday I gave you a book. Today I'm gonna give you a new book. Today's book is, um, what do you say when you talk to yourself? So you're building your personal development library. Um, is it Sham Headsteadler? Y'all don't know. Y'all see it when y'all go on Amazon. But anyway, what do you say when you talk to yourself? Get that. The quote from today is, today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's fact. So write that down. Today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's fact. Write that down. Um, then your lesson for today is, well, if today's self-talk becomes tomorrow's fact, and yeah, there are some things that I really want to be fact in my life, well, what am I going to say to myself today? I want you to write out 6 things that excite you. Woo! That if you saw these things in your life, you would be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yes, this is the life I want to live. So really think about that. What are those 6 things that if they were tomorrow's fact, you would be so super excited? Okay? So whatever those things are, then start talking, start speaking, start saying and declaring those things over yourself today. But don't just make it today, one day. Because remember, you gotta, in order to see things manifest, you have to stay on the frequency of the good that you desire. It's not just get on there once for a couple minutes and then, oh, all of a sudden this thing is going to materialize right in front of you. No, it takes, we live in a time space reality, so things take time. So you have to get on that frequency of it, and then you got to stay on the frequency of it, the good that you desire, and don't let go. And you ain't going to want to let go as you see that thing start to manifest, right? You're not going to want to let go. Guys, do me a favor. Um, Give me some love. Hit that love button. In the Facebook algorithm, that's even more important than like. So smash the love button. Leave me a comment if you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Share this if you think this is valuable. And it is valuable, because everybody is living life and everybody wants to know how to do life better and how to live their life and enjoy it. And these things we're talking about in this morning walk help people to do that. So thank you so much for sharing. And with that, guys, I'm going to end today's live and get to walking faster and work to get in my 10,000 steps. So remember your assignment. What are those 6 things that when they become a fact, if they were a fact today, you would be so super excited about it. Start speaking those things over yourself. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now as I walk. And remember, guys, as you see my tagline at the top, you can see it. You are more powerful than you know. Yes. Hey, Angela, you are welcome. And girl, let me just tell you from my dream, this, that, basically, and you already know this, but you deserve all of the good that God has for you. Anything, because you are so powerful that you can manifest exactly what you want. You don't have to dumb anything down. You don't have to dumb anything down and accept anything that you do not absolutely want. Okay, so that's just from my dream from you last night, and I know you probably already know that, but that's just confirmation. All right, y'all, I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye bye.